seven, like
So same side interior angles, add to 180.
180. Yeah. So I would just do, oh, I don't have my calculator with me. I'd just do 180 minus 78.
So that would be like 102.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's for A. Even though A is below that line, it's still the same thing.
No, see what you're not seeing is all I did was draw these ones right, these lines right here.
You
There's
take out
all a
that
lot
middle
of
line.
there's
Oh, you're
all
right.
these other
That is a distraction.
distractions, and
Yeah.
you wanna avoid those. So for part B, we're basically going to zoom in on this right here. For
Okay.
part B, you have A, which we just said is 102, and B, which is that. The answer isn't difficult, like the numerically, it's the Y that matters. These make a linear pair, and a linear pair
It's
adds
180,
to 180. So B is 78,
78, right?
which you can then sit there and say, well, hey, there was 78. Was maybe there another way to do this? Yeah, there was another way to do this. Let's take a look at that. We'll do that in green this time. So if we just grab those three, 78 and B, these are considered corresponding angles,
Right.
and they're equal. They're congruent.
Um, and A being on top because it's same side interior, that's something else, right? But it also equals 180.
Well, yeah, so there's different ways to look at it. I mean, there's just a lot of distracting lines here. These are
Mhm.
same side interior,
Yeah.
they add to 180. These are linear pair, they add to 180.
Right.
Any questions on that?
Yeah, that part makes sense.
Okay. Um, all right. So let's go to do C. You typically do these in order, by the way. Like try to avoid doing them out of order. There's a reason they're labeled in order. So to know C, C is down here. You'd really like to know D, but maybe there's another way um, to do this. C's kind of in an odd spot here. You've got these two parallel lines, and you've got this transversal. So if I kind of do the same thing we did in the first one, if I just go with this one, and then this transversal here, kind
Yeah.
of grab those two.
So,
It's right here. So there's C. And if we knew F would be the same as C because of corresponding.
mhm.
And if you knew this angle right here, which is this one over here on the left, you could get C by alternate exterior angles.
Oh, I see. So we should find that and then we have C. So,
That's looking to be the best path, but but frankly, like it's kind of weird this way because that angle I've just drawn is the same as F. So once you get that, you get F and get C.
and then you sort of
The
cracked it,
Yeah, now these three right here make a linear pair.
make 180. So we have
Yeah.
78 plus 44.
Plus, let's call it X
Okay, so that's
equal.
two carry the one. So that's
Now,
one.
when you don't have a calculator, I'm gonna drop this in the chat. I really like this Desmos scientific calculator. You might find it useful. There's even an app for it. I'm not affiliated with them, but it's a good app. So
So I
it's
have
a
180 minus 122,
yep. What does that become?
58.
58.
So
So
our
that's
X,
50. Yep,
so that makes C 58.
and F 58.
Got it.
Okay, so you kind of knocked a bunch out there.
Mhm.
Um, in the same way, we can find D. Why can we find D? What is B plus C?
Oh, that's linear pair. So that's
Yeah,
180.
180.
So 180 minus 58 equals 122.
There you go. Okay. So we're kind of getting down to the end here. We actually already have F. Let's look at this. Sometimes, you get so much going on, it's hard to figure out.
Yeah.
So we found F. E is kind of part of let me do a different color here. E is kind of part of this angle right here. The other side is 90. So what is this in green on the left? What's the measure of that arc?
90 because or
90.
yeah,
Yep.
because it's the half of 90 plus
Yeah.
90 is 180.
Yeah. So E ends up being 26
26.
degrees. Okay. Any questions on that before we move on?
No, yeah. I mean, we've been doing stuff like that, but it was just, I mean, I don't know. It sort of stumped me. I wanted to break it down. And this, she said that something exactly like this would be, um, we have something on Monday. So, um,
Okay.
I wanted to.
Good. Yeah, good. All right. So I'm gonna give you, it's kind of a Jeopardy thing here. I'm gonna tell you what it is. X equals 3x minus 160. So this angle equals this angle, and I want you to tell me why. The why is more important than anything else. Why are they congruent? What type of angles are they?
That's same side, or no, sorry, that's not same side. That's interior, but
Like, they're interior, both in the interior, but they're not same sides. What's the
they're
other word we use?
opposite side interior,
Alternate.
alternate angle interior.
Alternate interior angles. And they are congruent. So I'd like you to solve for X, please.
Does X equal 80?
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. Very good. All right. Let me give you another one that's kind of like this so you can solve on your own here. And we are doing the shorter lesson today, so just keep that in mind here. It goes pretty quick.
Mhm.
Um, all right. Go ahead and solve for Y, please.
So that the way I would set it up, this is actually a question I've been, so it would be Y equals 5Y plus 2Y equals 70, or do I put 5Y on the other
So to answer your question, you have to decide what type of angles these are
side?
or why they are
Same.
congruent.
Okay, so that alternate interior angles.
Yeah, so they're congruent. So yeah, you're setting whatever the red is equal to whatever the red is.
Mhm. Got it.
So to be more specific, it's like
5Y, yeah,
this.
got it. Let me pull out my calculator. 26. Y equals 26.
Okay. Now, what if it asked for the measure of angle WXZ?
So X and Z are alternate exterior,
No,
right?
no, no. WXZ. Where is that angle in this drawing? Remember, the middle letter is the vertex.
The middle letter is the vertex, so X is the vertex.
Yes, but it's W to X to Z.
Um,
What's the equation for it?
5y has something to do with it, right? 'Cause
Yes, yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah.
is 5y.
So,
So it is 5y, but you want to put your y value back in. That's
right.
what I'm trying to
So
get you to
five.
do.
Oh, okay. 5 times 20 or 26 times 5.
Yeah.
130.
Yes, so it's 130 degrees. Very good. All right, let me have you do one more, and then we'll move on to the other question you sent,
Yeah, yeah.
and some other stuff. All right, so here you go. I want you to solve for x in the drawing. Solve for x.
X equals 12.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to check. I'm going to put 12 into both of these equations, and they should give me the same result, okay, because they're congruent.
Mhm.
So 8 times 12 is 96. 96 minus 34 is 62. 5 times 12 is 60 plus 2 is 62. You are correct. Very good.
Nice.
Yeah, questions on that before we move on to your last problem here?
No, yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, how was your umpiring?
Good. Good. Um,
Excellent.
I've been doing it for a while, so I actually it was a last minute thing. I got switched to do a softball game, but
Okay.
yeah, that was fine.
All right. Well, diversity, you gotta,
Hmm.
um, it all pays the same, you'll find.
Yeah.
All right. Find the values of x and y. So I'm gonna make some things here that I see. Actually, let me do this one differently. I'm gonna copy this because there's like four things you could see here, and it just depends on what you see. So here's thing number one. This is probably the most a lot of students would see that. What type of angles are those in red?
Same side. That's not same side interior.
They're
Wait,
corresponding.
the top is yeah. That was so corresponding angles.
Yeah, those are corresponding, which means they are congruent.
Congruent. Yeah.
The other thing that I think a lot of students would see is this blue and this blue down here. What type of angles are those?
Alternate corresponding.
Vertical angle.
Oh, that's wait. Oh, that's because they're left. Okay, but that's
Is that
also
okay?
congruent.
They are
Yeah.
congruent, yeah.
Mhm.
I actually misspoke. There's only one other thing you might see here. Well, I'll leave that one up. Is that this one and this one down here, they are called alternate exterior angles,
Mhm. Which is
and they
also
are
congruent.
congruent, which means that there's a lot of places to start. Now let's do this. Let's use the top left one and write the equation for the top left one.
That. All right.
Okay, so let me do that in the appropriate color so that you can see it later on. Let me do that down here. All right, so that is 4y plus 2 equals 182 minus 4x. What is the problem with this equation in terms of solving it?
We have a y and an x.
Yeah, that's bad. Now the blue was the vertical angles. That's 182 minus 4x equals 5x plus 2. That good or bad?
Yeah.
That's good. And if we use the alternate exterior, 4y plus 2 equals 5x plus 2, what is the problem with that one?
Same thing as in red, where
Yeah.
it might be a little tricky.
So I want you to solve this equation for x.
So when I see or when I see a problem like this, I mean, that's sort of a given, but when I'm trying to set up the equation, I should always go with something with the same variables on each side.
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
preferred. Path of least resistance.
I have 180 equals 9x, so that is 20. X equals 20.
Okay. Now use either equation, doesn't matter, either this one in red or this one in green. I sort of prefer the one in green to solve for y, please.
Y equals 26.
So I got five times 20 plus 2,
Mm-hmm.
4y plus 2. So this is 102 on
Ah,
the right. Try it
yeah.
one more time.
I put 104 on the right instead of 102. I added,
Okay.
subtracted, but on the left side, I subtracted. That was just a mistake. That was
So what is the y value?
if you subtract y equals 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's really good. That's kind of part one. You could be reasonably asked to find the angle measures here, which means you have to put x and y back into the equation, one of the equations or the above.
Okay.
So could you attempt that for us, please?
Yeah. For which one?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one. Just you can just tell me verbally.
Okay, I'll do four y plus 2.
Sounds good.
So 4 times 25 is 102
Okay, which means this one is also 102 degrees, which means this one is also 102 degrees.
because they're congruent.
They're all congruent. Yep.
Okay, got it.
All right. So let me just put a couple more problems up in front of you. Let's do our best to solve what we can here in the time we've got left. Okay. Are these angles congruent or do they add up to something?
I think they add up to something.
They're
Wait,
alternate exterior
no,
angles.
yeah. So wait, and we just did an alternate exterior. So yeah,
Yes.
these are congruent.
Okay, so set the equations equal x plus 10 equals 4x minus 20. Go ahead and solve for x, please.
X equals 10.
X does equal 10. Good. So if you actually had to find the angle measures, the x plus 10 would be 20 degrees. What would y be? Y is kind of this one right here.
20 degrees.
They're not congruent. They make a linear pair. So what do they add up to?
Oh, so 180. So that's 160.
Yes, there you go.
And same thing for that.
Yeah, they
For the
either
all,
they're gonna, like this one appears 160, that's 20,
and then for the alternate
160,
interior on that side. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, okay, I got
20,
this. Yeah.
160. There's only two answers. It's the y that matters. Like why are they congruent? Why are they congruent? Okay, we will definitely do more on Sunday.